In this video, we're going to go over the history of Marco Island and how it came to be one of the most popular vacation destinations in America. Picture a crescent beach with sparkling white sand stretching for miles along turquoise waters. Now imagine that this tropical paradise is not in some far-flung exotic locale, but right here in Southwest Florida. This is Marco Island, a sun-drenched jewel that has captivated visitors and residents alike for thousands of years. But how did this barrier island transform from an ancient Native American settlement to the upscale resort community we know today? Let's dive into the fascinating history of Marco Island and discover how it evolved into one of America's premier vacation spots. The story of Marco Island begins long before recorded history. Archaeological evidence suggests that humans inhabited the area as early as 4000 BCE. By the time European explorers arrived in the 16th century, the island was home to the Calusa, a powerful Native American tribe known for their advanced engineering skills and intricate artwork. In 1513, Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon made landfall near Marco Island during his search for the fabled Fountain of Youth. The Spanish named the island La Isla de San Marco after Saint Mark, which eventually became anglicized to Marco Island. However, it was the Calusa who left the most enduring mark on the island's early history. The Calusa were skilled craftsmen who created complex canal systems, artificial islands, and large-scale structures. They thrived on the abundant marine resources of the Gulf of Mexico and surrounding estuaries. In 1896, a groundbreaking archaeological discovery would put Marco Island on the map and provide invaluable insights into Calusa culture. During an expedition led by anthropologist Frank Hamilton Cushing, a remarkable artifact was unearthed: the key Marco cat. This 6-inch wooden figurine, carved from native hardwood, is considered one of the finest examples of pre-Columbian Native American art ever discovered in North America. The key Marco cat, along with other Calusa relics, offers a glimpse into the rich cultural heritage of Marco Island's earliest inhabitants. As European diseases decimated the Calusa population, the island remained largely uninhabited until after the Civil War. The modern era of Marco Island began in 1870 when William Thomas Collier arrived with his family, becoming the island's first permanent settlers of European descent. Collier's son, William D. Captain Bill Collier, would go on to play a pivotal role in the island's development. In 1896, Captain Bill opened a 20-room hotel known today as the Old Marco Inn. This historic structure, now a popular restaurant and inn, marked the beginning of Marco Island's tourism industry. The early 1900s saw the establishment of 2 major clam canneries on Marco Island. The Burnham Clam Cannery operated from 1903 to 1929, while the Doxey Clam Cannery was in business from 1911 to 1947. These operations provided employment for many island residents and helped put Marco Island on the map as a center for seafood production. The 1920s brought significant changes to Marco Island. In 1922, advertising tycoon Baron Gift Collier purchased most of Marco Island. Collier had grand plans for developing the island, but the Great Depression and World War II would delay significant progress for decades. In 1927, the island briefly incorporated as Collier City, with James Harvey Doxey Sr. serving as its only mayor. That same year, the Atlantic Coastline Railroad extended its service to Marco Island, providing a vital link to the mainland. However, this rail service was relatively short-lived, being discontinued in 1944. The first vehicle bridge to Marco Island was constructed in 1938, a small wooden swing bridge near Goodland on the island's east side. This bridge replaced the ferry service that had been operating since 1912, marking a new era of accessibility for the island. Despite these developments, Marco Island remained largely undeveloped until the 1960s. It was then that the Mackle brothers, Elliot, Robert, and Frank Jr., arrived on the scene and set in motion a transformation that would forever change the face of Marco Island. In 1962, the Mackle Brothers Deltona Corporation purchased most of Marco Island for $7 million. They envisioned creating a Hawaii of the East, a tropical paradise with residential communities, hotels, and recreational facilities. Their ambitious master plan included 125 miles of paved roads, 90 miles of navigable waterways, and over 12,000 home sites. The late 1960s and early 1970s saw rapid development on Marco Island. By 1968, the island's population had grown to an estimated 1,000 people. The following year, in 1969, the SS Jolly Bridge opened, providing easier access to the mainland and further fueling growth. In 1986, it was incorporated as a dependent district of Collier County. 3 years later, in 1989, the Rookery Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve was established, protecting 110,000 acres of coastal lands and waters adjacent to Marco Island. This marked a significant step towards balancing development with environmental conservation. On August 28, 1997, Marco Island achieved full independence as a city, allowing for greater local control over development and services. The city entered the 21st century with a focus on infrastructure improvements and community development. The island's economy has flourished, driven primarily by tourism and real estate. As of 2021, Marco Island hosts over 200,000 visitors annually, contributing significantly to the local economy. Property values have steadily increased, with the median home value reaching $866,000 in 2021. However, Marco Island's growth has not been without challenges. In 2017, Hurricane Irma made landfall on the island as a Category 3 storm, causing significant damage, but also demonstrating the community's resilience. The city has since adopted a comprehensive stormwater management plan to address flooding issues and improve water quality. The annual Marco Island Seafood and Music Festival, established in 2009, has become a major regional event. In 2021, the Marco Island Historical Museum welcomed back the famous Key Marco cat artifact on a long-term loan from the Smithsonian Institution, bringing the island's ancient history full circle. With its pristine beaches, world-class resorts, and abundant natural beauty, Marco Island has truly become the tropical paradise that Captain Bill Collier and the Mackle brothers once dreamed it could be. As visitors continue to flock to its shores and residents take pride in their island home, Marco Island stands as a shining example of how a small barrier island can become one of America's most beloved vacation destinations. That's it for this week's Leisure Lore. And please do us a favor and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed it. It means the world to us.